This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by Express
Go on.
VPN.
Oh, I love ExpressVPN.
You were supposed to come in, but that worked out in the end, didn't it?
That's right.
Okay.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host. Here he is, coming up. He's doing a big run-up, Nick Mason.
Now I'm doing the thing. Hello, everybody.
He's doing the thing,
I'm
yeah.
doing some big gestures to the crowd. We have
right.
here every
Oh.
single week.
I thought that was going to be a crowd noise. It was a womp-womp noise. I got one. There we go. Laughter. I got it.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
I should
I
mark
did say
those.
some funny things
You
to the
certainly
crowd.
did, didn't you?
Yeah, they're just colours there, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I
Which
could
I guess
label them.
represent. You could, but I mean, I like to think that these represent emotions.
Certain moods.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
like the inside of someone's head in the movie Inside Out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What's news, aside from just jogging up to the podcast, as you do every week? Jog up.
I get a big run up. I announce that I'm here via text, and then you have to set everything up.
Start the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. And I
it.
slide in, and a big microphone comes down from the ceiling.
But look, Mason, I know you were here on Friday night very late because we did do our WandaVision recap, which is the
2 a.m. WandaVision
second last
recap,
one
yeah.
for the week. Collings, amazing work as always.
I agree.
got that out. So that is up now if you are interested. We do have one more for the for WandaVision, maybe two because the secret episode.
Oh, my God.
But
Which we are confident is just a making of, but who knows?
No, I'm confident it's a secret episode.
Terrific.
That's how confident I am.
Yeah, right.
So that's going to be next week. It's going to be a 50-minute finale. And then we probably will do an episode on this show in its entirety.
We can do that, sure, yeah.
Because we've been doing it week to week and just like when it's all come together and be like, how did this all come together? And we can talk about it. Or we'll go, we did episodes. You can listen to those.
Both of those
if
things,
you
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So this week we are going to talk about Superman and Lois, but leading up to that, we've got a bunch of things that you can jump around because there's time codes below. We've got Loki news.
If you are simply interested in one piece of news,
One piece.
in this episode, just
News.
the one thing you can jump to that and then stop listening.
And never come back.
That's right.
That's right. Spider-Man got titled. Deadpool 3 news, new G.I. Joe stuff, new Terminator stuff, new District 9 stuff, Army of the Dead, the Joker is Jesus maybe, more Avatar, Supergirl news, and Superman movie news, but maybe not what you think necessarily.
Oh, my God.
And there you go. And then we'll do the rest of the show afterwards, etc. and so forth. Let's kick things off though, Mason. Bada bing, here we go. It's like a...
Do you want me to do another run-up?
Yes, I do.
I'll leave and I'll come back. These are cut out during the edits normally. I just, in between pieces of news,
Exactly.
I run out of the house again and come back in.
We got a few Disney Plus dates. One being The Bad Batch is on May 4th. That's kicking into gear. A show that I probably won't watch, and then I'll
May
watch it all.
4th, very clever.
Thank you. I'm happy to oblige. But we also found out that Loki is starting on June 11th, which means there's probably about a month gap between that and Falcon and Winter Soldier, maybe.
Really? That's interesting.
Which will give Colin some time to lapse into a coma from all the intense
right.
editing he's been doing.
He can have a little break as a treat.
I wouldn't mind a little break because sometimes I'm like, maybe I want to do something on a Friday night. Not that I ever do, but what if I did? You know what I mean?
All you would want to do is watch WandaVision, but for pleasure.
I've never watched anything for pleasure in my life, and I don't think I ever can ever again. Even if I stopped doing this, it'd always be like my hand would twitch to like make a note in my phone or something. You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly right, yeah.
It's ruined. Everything's ruined. But what do you think of that?
In a good way, though, right?
No, Mason, in a bad... No, I do like it. I mean, I have to watch things for work. Boo-hoo. I'm a fucking idiot.
Who else can say that besides, Night Watchman?
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo, I have to watch these guys break into this building and steal stuff.
Life's tough. I don't get my minimum wage. It's not good, Mason, is what I'm saying. It should be paid more. If you're security, do you think that's important?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Spider-Man hijinks this week for Spider-Man 3. Did you see how they were doing fake titles or whatever?
Yeah, I made my own fake title.
What was yours again?
Mine was, because it had to have home in the title.
It did.
Mine was Spider-Man Google Home brand partnership, which I think,
Like that Google movie?
Yeah.
Where those dads worked at Google or whatever?
Yeah.
That was a good movie, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
No?
No, it wasn't.
The one with Vince
Vaughn
Vaughn
and
and
Owen Wilson.
No, surely it
Yeah,
wasn't
the
good.
Wedding Crashers sequel that we wanted to see. A weird Google intern movie.
I can't believe they've crashed this self-driving car, they probably said.
They probably did say that. But no, it ended up being called No Way Home.
Okay.
Presumably because of all the interdimensional situations that are going
Yeah.
on. But Tom Holland has reiterated again and again that he's like, I'm telling you, there's no other Spider-Man in these movies. There's only one Spider-Man and it's me and I'm a boy. I'm a little boy. That's what he said. He's 25, I know that. But when will he age out of this joke that we do?
Never.
Okay, good.
Never.
Good. Speaking of...
At our funerals.
When he eulogises?
Yeah, we're going
I didn't know these men, but they mocked me every day, every week.
I'm doing this to honour them. And then he'll do his man voice after that.
So I did send something over to you from Collider.
Oh, okay.
These are the concerns Tom Holland had about how he played Nathan Drake and how he might have fucked it up. So
Really?
Because I feel like you do the better Tom Holland voice.
Let's give it a whirl then.
Can you recreate
Okay, I've got it
this?
here. I think there are elements of my performance in Uncharted where I kind of fell under that spell of being, I want to look good now. I want this to be my cool moment. I had to play this very tough, very stoic guy, basically be Mark Wahlberg. My character is supposed to be a flippin' action hero in this moment. Look, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if I succeeded in that, but it was an important lesson learned, because at times it was less about landing a mark and going through the scene and more about land a mark, stand like this and see my bulging biceps. It was a mistake and it's something I'll probably never do again.
What do you think of that?
Very cool. He's a very cool big man.
It seems that way, doesn't it? I guess that would be in your head the whole time, that you got to kind of play like this a certain way, and does that ruin everything else? Or maybe it's bad and he's just like, this is bad and this is my way of wiping my hands of it. My sooty chimney sweeping hands. Yeah.
I'm wiping my hands of this. I'm wiping my hands of the Mind Snake, the movie where I've got a snake in me mind.
Yeah, that one's not going to be good, is it?
No, that's
What's
coming
that
out
called
soon.
again? Dream Planet.
You said, what's it going to be called again? I went, the Mind Snake, obviously. But no, it's not. It's called Chaos Walking.
It is called Chaos
I saw
Walking.
an ad on the back of a bus.
Oh, wow. Buses are coming back.
Buses are back, baby.
Sick. Because we talked about buses on ads have been the movie, the show.
Do you mean
Hunters.
ads on buses?
Shut up, Mason.
Do
Everybody
you mean
knows.
buses on ads?
I don't know what I mean.
Okay.
And I never will. Did you know
There's
that?
more ads for Speed.
Yeah.
Speed sequels.
I want a Speed sequel.
You do or you don't?
I do, I think.
Do you want to see one where it is Keanu Reeves and he's back and it's just this character spent the last 20 years like solving weird terrorist riddles?
Yes.
Just constantly?
Yeah. Don't you think it would have been a cool, like, Die Hard-esque franchise if he kept doing it?
Yeah, just constant riddles on transport.
You know how some of the Die Hards are good, though? You know what I mean? That's like his John McClane, and he only did it one time. I think it would have been cool. I mean, they would have mostly been bad, but what if they did one good one?
I think they would have tapered off
Yeah.
very rapidly,
And then
like
done one
they did.
And then do one in 2012 that was really, really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people aren't entirely sure that it exists.
Yes,
you know?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear
And
ya.
then there's always plans for a sequel, but it never happens.
Never
yeah.
eventuates. Yeah, absolutely. But still, they have done another one, but they haven't done another one with him. So I just think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
My favorite scene in that is where they crash into a lady's pram, and it's filled with cans, and Sandra Bullock thinks she's flattened a baby, and he's like, "Cans, it's just cans." You know that scene?
Yeah, nice.
Good. It was just cans. It was just cans.
Huh.
That's my Keanu. So Kevin Feige said that nothing else but Deadpool 3 is currently R-rated in the MCU.
Whoa.
So that makes me think like Blade. Is Blade? I mean, Blade's still a fair bit away.
Yeah.
Can. So
You can get away with a lot in terms of violence.
I agree.
With a I guess in America, the PG-13.
Also, they're vampires. You sweep a sword through them, they turn to ash.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fine.
right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's more the swearing, and I think people are just like, oh my God.
Flippaneck.
Yeah, exactly. Where were they going to put the flippins?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm not really too fussed about this. Being R-rated doesn't make a movie good necessarily.
Yeah, and I think the fun part about the Deadpool movies is how he works with the tropes of action movies and superhero movies, and you don't have to be R-rated to do that.
Something
So-
happens in front of him, and he's like, "That's like in an 80s
The movie
comedy."
Iron Man, he would say.
Yeah, that's right. That's what
And
he
I'm in
would-
that universe
I'm
now, he
now,
would say.
I've jumped on over. I was in an X-Men movie.
I think he's gonna be making a lot of jokes about MCU movies. We're gonna have a great time.
And tropes and blue lasers and stuff.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
Cool,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Will his time in the sun exhaust us all?
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
But I'm going to see it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see them
absolutely.
all.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I'm excited to see what they do because they're going to acknowledge it or do something different with it. They'll have to, you know. And then you've got all these characters that opens up to, you know. That's what I'm saying.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, even though he's dead,
2008,
but he'll be back probably. Okay, Mason. Deadline are reporting that Lady Jane, a G.I. Joe series.
Do you mean Lady Jaye?
Yes. Why did I write Jane?
Probably autocorrect fixed it.
Yeah, you're probably right. G.I. Joe series coming to Amazon, produced by Eric R. Olson, who did Carnival Row.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember Carnival Row.
I think Adrian Padalecki was... Padalecki? What's her name again? You know her.
Adrienne Palicki.
Yes, she was Lady Jane in one of those movies.
Was she?
Yes, maybe.
I've seen them both, but I could not tell you which one she's in. I think she's in the... I'm going to guess she's in the first one.
I think she's in the second one. Let me check.
Well, it was a 50-50 shot,
It certainly
honestly.
was. JoJo Retaliation cast. Here we go. She might have been in both.
Well, most of the cast were killed at the start of the second one.
Yes.
The original cast were all killed and then replaced
Or
by
some
Bruce
were.
Willis.
Yeah, okay, so she definitely was in the second one. Here we go. Things are heating up. Now she's in The Orville, which I saw has come to Disney Star, and I'm like, yeah, I'll finish this. It's just Star Trek. There's like no jokes in it, which I'm okay with. It's fine, but like, it's just odd. What do we got here? No, she wasn't in the first one.
Oh.
There you go. So yeah, I'd imagine she's not in this series and it's unconnected, but maybe connected to Snake Eyes, the movie that's coming
Could
out.
be connected to Snake Eyes, sure.
So there you go. But speaking of television, Mattson Tomlin, he co-wrote The Batman, the upcoming The Batman movie, and Project Power, which was an okay movie for Netflix.
The one where Jamie Foxx has the power of a pistol shrimp.
That's right, he does, doesn't he?
Yep.
So
Bang!
bang, gotcha. So
You
like,
got shrimped, he'd say. It's his catchphrase.
that's what his catchphrase was. So like most Netflix action movies, it's fine.
Yep.
That one's probably slightly better than the others.
Yeah,
right?
but because of star power, probably.
Yeah, sure, that's fair
Oh,
enough.
I think it was probably, I liked it less than the old guard,
Yep.
but more than most other things on Netflix.
Fair. Anyway, he's working on an anime Terminator series, I think for Netflix. I can't remember. Maybe it isn't. But the new animated series will explore this universe in a way that's never been done before. Low budget. So they did do that. But, you know, when it's doing something like this,
Yeah.
the way the Pacific Rim continues in Netflix animes, maybe.
Yeah.
So explore a universe in ways that have never been done before. I got two options. Pirates, which I talked about before.
Great.
Or 19th century English dandies.
Oh, well, if they were pirates, they'd sink the boat, obviously.
Yes, that's right.
Especially if they were like a whole crew of Terminator
Yeah, but
robots.
think about how many cannons and cannonballs are on a boat.
You'd have to remove some of the cannons and cannonballs then.
I think a boat is buoyant enough to support the weight of multiple Terminators.
Yeah, I mean, they can't be that heavy.
Can't be that. That guy in underpants moves one in the first movie.
That's exactly right, yes.
I reckon they'd weigh probably half a ton.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You think a man in underpants can move half a ton
Different models.
of underpants?
Yes, they give you different abilities.
Okay. So if you're wearing a
No,
light set of Mack Weldon underpants.
That's a continuity error. Like,
Yes,
that's not
yeah.
supposed to be. Because what is in the last one? He's like, he weighs a lot, doesn't he? He talks about it. He's like,
Unless, you know how sometimes you hear stories about how, you know, a baby's trapped under a car and then the mother somehow gains superhuman strength to lift the car and save the
to
baby.
kill a Terminator.
So what I'm saying is perhaps the man who was, you know, he was all, you know, fired up about romancing this woman, and then the Terminator shows up and he's just like, well, I've got intense romancing a woman's strength all of a sudden.
Oh, my goodness.
And now we can lift a Terminator.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
so
right.
that was the ending, or was that the cold open? Where do you put that in the anime?
Oh, just every episode is that, I think. Yeah.
Just a
Mostly
man,
about that man.
just a man in love. Different people every week that he's in love with?
Yep. And every
Great.
week the Terminator is foiled by a different man.
Oh, it's a different man.
Every time, yeah.
Foiled by love every time.
yeah.
I love it. I'm into it. So, look, I like some of the Terminator movies, and why not have it continue in a thing that I might watch?
I would also like that.
Me too.
What about English dandies, though?
Yeah, I should have said 18th century English dandies. I think that's a better class of dandy. Don't you think?
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
More like wigs and powdered faces, I think. wouldn't you say?
I think you're thinking of earlier.
Am I going back, am I?
I think you're going back. I think that's more
Like
of a
17th?
I think that's more of a 16th century dandy.
Then that's where I want it to be.
You
I want a powdered face.
Yeah, your 18th, 19th century dandy is more of a Beau Brummel. He's more of a minimalist look.
No, fuck that. I want
You want
weird
powdered wigs?
wigs
Yeah,
and powdered
sure.
faces and big rosy cheeks.
That's right,
That's
exactly.
what I want.
Yeah.
And he's an infiltration unit, so he's going to have to do that and wear sunglasses.
You want your Terminator to get in there, put on the powdered wig and the frilly, all the frills and all the
the
you know,
knickerbockers.
knickerbockers and all the embroidery and whatever, and then he comes out of a bar and it goes and he puts up like a little pair of sunglasses on like a stem. You know how they would be like, ooh,
Yeah.
he has to hold them up to his eyes. Yeah, no, I get it.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm into it. So yeah, different time period or exploring the universe in a different way. A lot of people said, could we do a future war thing, which could be quite cool. Yeah, we'll see, won't we?
Now, is this series, is it going to be like an anthology series or is it going to be one ongoing?
Don't know. That's all the information.
Does it have anything about, is it going to be different animation houses? Because Netflix loved to do that. When they did Love, Death and Robots, that was a whole bunch of different animation houses, different styles, different storylines.
I don't know this, but I think this is a consistent story in animation style.
Interesting.
I'd imagine.
Okay,
I think it's like one thing, but I don't know.
Well, I hope it's a style we all hate.
I agree.
I hope they go back to Hanna-Barbera style.
They do the Rick and Morty style that everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Do you see that Hanna-Barbera? I think it's in the Reddit as well. Somebody did a Hanna-Barbera thing where which wall is it? And it's
Yes, I did see that,
never
yeah.
mind. It's in the Reddit. People can check it out. It's good. We can find it Reddit.
Shout outs to the Reddit, everybody.
We see you.
We know you're there.
Get in there, people.
Yeah.
If you like Reddit, we have a peruse, don't we, every now and then?
We do. I have the app. I don't have an account at Reddit, but
I
I
got
do
the app.
occasionally click through.
The app's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Because I fought against the app, but it's way better.
Yeah.
Neil Blomkamp tweeted this on February 26th. District 10's screenplay is also being written by Chateau Copley and Terrichal and I. It's coming. So there you go. Good.
I
It's
agree.
been too fucking long, and that's a good movie, and this is my speed 3. So make it, please.
Yep.
And good. What else do we say?
Um,
Would they let him make anything else at this point? Because the last couple of his didn't do super well.
we did Chappie.
And he's doing a lot of Oates studio stuff. He was kicked off
Yeah.
that Alien project, which is now the next Alien thing is a TV show.
That's wild. Just
Yeah.
because Chappie didn't make a lot of money? Or?
Probably. I don't know that. But I think also it was Fox and mergers.
Oh,
and-
of course there were, weren't
but I think
they?
it
Yeah.
might have happened before any of that. But yeah, good. I mean, so he was only supposed to be gone for like 4 years or something, wasn't he? But I guess you can be held up.
the main
in
guy?
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other guy was going back to find a cure and then come back or whatever.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah, we should watch that again because it's a good movie. It starts as one thing, then it becomes a different thing. I love that movie. It's a good movie. I think
agree.
there's a reason why people like it. It's because it's good. They made a good movie. So I guess that's coming in, let's say, 2 years.
Okay.
Minimum.
Terrific.
New trailers this week. We got Zack Snyder news out the wazoo, Mason.
Great.
I didn't watch this, but you watched the new intro to Justice League because I want to experience it in the cinemas on a big tall
Oh, that's
screen.
what it is.
Yeah, I think so. Or it's like the epilogue.
Oh,
Not
okay.
epilogue, prologue.
I just thought it was some sort of promo.
Oh, okay.
It's just sort of the various characters in sort of
Pin art.
no, not pin art. It's more of it's like CG. What's the thing when it's on a wall and it's like made of stone? They've carved it out of stone.
Art.
Okay, it's art. So it's art, and it's all the characters carved.
Oh, they're not
into
moving?
Stone. No, they're just stationary, but the camera's moving.
Camera's moving.
The camera's moving, and there's a Tom Waits song playing.
Which song?
Time.
You
nailed it. That's pretty much how it goes. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. It's not Tom Waits at his most Tom Waitsy, where he's like, you know that
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, okay.
It is,
yeah.
It's
think-
more just him.
Did
singing.
Dracula do that to him?
Did
Playing
Dra-
that character in Dracula? Is he in Dracula? Bram Stoker's
I
Dracula?
thought you meant did.
Did Dracula bite him and turn him
Yes,
into
turn him
that?
into that. Yeah.
I'm sure he's in that movie, isn't he?
It was relatively normal. But I mean that's I would 100% believe if somebody asked Tom Waits how your sound has evolved and he said, I got bit by Dracula one night outside of a rock and roll club, I'd be like, of course you
Probably
did, Tom
Tom
Waits.
Waits.
Have you heard Henry Rollins' Tom Waits story? You may not have.
No, I just quickly, he's Renfield, yeah, he is.
Oh, okay,
Anyway,
right.
sorry, go on. No, I haven't, please.
This Tom Waits story is only sort of tangentially Tom Waits.
Okay.
But it's so Henry Rollins, the rock and roll
Yeah,
star,
of course.
big man. He tells a story about how one time he was at home, people send him letters, and on his Saturday night, instead of like being a rock and roll guy, he's at home reading letters. And so somebody sends him a letter.
17th century English dandy.
Yeah, in a way. And this guy sends him a letter and he says, "Dear Henry, I'm an ambulance driver, and one day I came upon scene of an accident, and at the accident there was this beautiful naked dead woman, and I put her in the back of the ambulance because we had to take her to the morgue. And on the way to the morgue, I fall in love with this woman, and I don't know." Like what to do? You know, what can happen? What can I do in my life?
What is this?
Right, exactly. And Henry Rollins, exactly. He's like, what is this? And he goes back and forth in his life. He goes back and forth through his house, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Should I send him a letter that's like, you're sick, you should die or whatever? Or be like, these things happen to people, kind of thing. And he doesn't know. And eventually he writes the letter back, and he's like, listen, man, I don't know what to tell you, but just maybe talk to a professional, talk to someone you trust, this sort of thing. And then later, a few days later, he sees Tom Waits at a club, and he says, "Tom Waits, this is what happened. This is the letter I received. What should I have done?" And Tom Waits is like, you did it all wrong. You shouldn't have. I would have said, forget her. She'll break your heart. She did the same thing to me. So, I don't know. Tom Waits.
Also, Henry Rollins is 5'9". Who knew?
I kind of knew.
He seemed
very
enormous.
broad.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
There you go. Dracula got me. I'm the undead. Ain't that fly for real in that movie?
Yeah. And I wouldn't even ask any more questions. I wouldn't be like, you sure it wasn't just a guy dressed as Dracula? I'd be like, of course it was Dracula, Tom Waits.
He broke my heart. I knew he would.
Yeah. Anyway, it's as a teaser, it's fine.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not going to watch it because I'm saving it for the very tall screen it's going to be on.
I'm sure we've talked about this, but I forget, moment to moment.
Sure.
Are we getting a cinema release here in Australia for this? We are.
I believe so. Okay, I don't know who, because it goes through a new distribution platform. It might be Paramount here. I don't know. They've all shifted. I can't remember. I've got to send an email to someone and explain who I am. That's how we get screeners to everybody.
Right. Where we explain we in fact work for 101.9 the Fox FM.
I should just say that, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
it would be a fake email, like thing, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, it would be easier.
We work for Tim and Marty in the mornings, and we just need some free tickets to this.
So, Army of the Dead got a trailer, which is his next movie. No, his next movie after Justice League.
Yeah.
It's which I thought was going to be more of a throwback to his first movie, which was Dawn of the Dead remake.
But you were saying earlier, you felt, and I noticed it when you showed it to me. It seems more slick.
Yes,
seems more like a slick Hollywood production, whereas the previous one was more grimy and kind of
buckets of blood.
It felt more like, and it wasn't a found footage movie, but it felt more like we're watching all this through like handy cams.
There was some found footage in it though.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was at the end, wasn't
there? Yeah. But I didn't expect it. It seems like there's more spectacle and helicopters and huge CGI crowd scenes.
Yeah,
which we didn't have in the last one. I know
Dave Bautista firing a machine gun in slow-mo kind of vibe. Exactly. That's what he's up to. You're really getting into the sound effects lately.
I figure if this ever goes away,
you could be a sound effects guy.
No, I just thought about it. I couldn't. Huh. So I'll practice on the show.
What you could do if this all goes away, you could just be a guy who sits on your front lawn and just does sound effects for people passing by, and then they move along quicker.
That'd be awesome.
Sometimes people email in or they tweet at us, and they're like, "Why do you say that word that way?" And for a lot of the time, it's fun to say it like that.
It's fun to say it, yeah. Also, sometimes it's our accent. I get a lot of comments about it, like it's not. It's how you say it, and I want to be like, "You're from a fucking different place, idiot." But I don't ever say that. I just let it go. God, just doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into it. It's obviously something that I need to move past.
Nope.
Or I'll lash out at everybody who does it.
I think you should lash out at everybody on your front lawn.
Now I'm just going to get people... I'm going to get people commenting
it is fun.
That's right. So, yeah, Army of the Dead. I think it's coming to Netflix, I believe.
It is, yeah.
And they took out Chris D'Elia and replaced him with Tig Notaro. Tig Notaro?
Tig Notaro? I didn't know that. That's great. I love Tig.
Me too. Oh, you know it. You love Tig, dude.
I've met Tig Notaro.
Have you really?
Yeah, she was in town for a while. Have you heard her Taylor Dane story?
Absolutely, I have.
Okay, right. Well, it's too long for me to explain.
Yeah. But it's on YouTube and Netflix, I think. Yeah, it's a good special. Also, we got another look at the Joker from Justice League, where he's Jared Leto.
Correct.
Leto.
Yes.
And he's in a white robe, but it's a bit grimy. And he's got his Joker smeared makeup, and he's wearing a crown of thorns, and he's standing with his hands splayed. What's that word?
I couldn't describe. There's no metaphor for me to describe the pose you're currently doing, James. Arms akimbo in a cross-like formation. I don't know how you would explain that.
Is this? I mean, like, is it a joke? What is this?
I'm not sure that is real footage. Like,
it is.
I mean, it's a real picture, but I don't think that is going to be in any of the movies.
That seems
maybe
like not.
That seems like a fun thing they did backstage. That may even be one of the famous Zack Snyder trolls. You know,
that is fun.
He's doing a fun troll.
So let me just to clarify in this universe, Superman is also Jesus.
Yep.
But I guess Joker's the Antichrist.
Maybe, yeah.
Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
But they don't really. They're not. But then maybe in the future, because the Joker's in the future.
Yeah, they're like
Superman's evil, so Joker is good Jesus.
So those two are kind of like when, like, if you're hanging out with your friend, and then your friend's like, "Oh, here's my other friend," and then your friend has to leave. Like, "Oh, could you just hang out for? You guys hang out. I'll be back.
I hate that.
I'll be hanging out. I'll be back in like half hour," and then it's just you and this guy, and you're like, "Oh,
this guy."
So that's the Joker and Superman.
Gotcha.
It's like, "Oh, are we?" So he calls you the Antichrist as well. He calls you Jesus as well. Is that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like it.
I love it. Fully lean into it. It's my favorite.
You know what it reminded me of?
Jesus.
Obviously, but there's that photo as a promo shot of Ricky Gervais from
the microphone.
He's
Yeah,
back. I'll just describe it.
And he's got atheist on his.
Yeah,
on his
so
chest,
he's in tight leather pants or jeans, skinny jeans. He's got a microphone across him, like he's on the cross, and he's shirtless, and he's got a thorn of crowds, and it says atheist in blood or red paint, and it's fucking hilarious. It's the funniest photo on the internet, I think, and I want to recreate it.
Would it say podcast across your chest?
It would say atheist, Mason, because I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for the laughs. I'm doing it because I'm edgy. Yeah.
Actually, I think it should say like and subscribe.
Okay, fine. Ring the bell.
Yes, that's right.
So Avatar Studios is a thing that's being developed. And what they're doing at Avatar Studios is they're developing more stuff with the original creators of Avatar The Last Airbender. And the first thing they're kicking it off with is an animated theatrical feature. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Because I very recently watched that entire series, so I didn't have to wait 15 to 17 years for a follow-up to this.
That's right.
Well, there was Legend of Korra, obviously.
A lot of benefits for being a bandwagon jumper.
It really is. And it's such a good series. And I'm glad. And Legend of Korra does jump ahead, and that's a series that I've fallen off because the second season isn't great, but I know it then gets better after that, so I got to push through. But it does kind of feel like there could be more stories with those characters, and there are comics which I have been reading on and off, which are quite good. But yeah, more of this, please.
Occasionally people will tweet at us and they'll say, did you record something like an Avatar thing for Caravan of Garbage?
We did.
And then every once in a while I have to be like, did we? But we did.
We absolutely did.
Because I have seen the movie, the live action movie, but I've not seen any of the series. So that will come out at some point.
Whichever comes first, the Netflix series or this, we'll just release it in an off week or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that is sitting there.
You hear that, Avatar The Last Airbender fans? If there's an off week, you're getting some content shot your way.
But
yeah.
And we are not kind. Because
nobody likes that movie, though, surely.
Nobody likes that movie.
It's like Dragon Ball Evolution. Nobody actually likes it.
It's worse. Anyway, we'll save it for the year that comes out. You know what's not bloody well fair, Mason?
Go on.
The fact that Netflix hides thousands of shows and movies from you specifically and people listening to this based on your location and then have the nerve to increase prices on you, the absolute gall.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's right. They've just raised their prices once again, and now you could just cancel your subscription and protest, couldn't you?
Or we could burn the Netflix offices down.
No. There's a step before that.
Oh.
One step that we can take.
Well, I'm begrudgingly going to listen to what you have to say.
Or you could be smart about it and make sure you're getting your full money's worth by using ExpressVPN, like I do, Mason, and you do also.
That's right.
Use it also. See, you might not know what's on Netflix in your country. It's completely different from some of the other places in the world, like UK or Japan. So using ExpressVPN, we can control which country we want Netflix to think that we are in.
Nice.
ExpressVPN has over 90 countries to choose from. So every time we could run out of stuff to watch, we can switch over to another country to unlock new series. So, for example, right now, if you're like, Parks and Rec and The Office, and they're off Netflix, they're gone. They're gonskis.
They are, and I'm mad about it.
You don't need to be mad about it, Mason, because if you're in the US where they aren't, if you switch over to Australia with the tap of a button using ExpressVPN, you can change your location to Australia, like mentioned, and you can watch it. There you go.
Less mad all of a
You don't
sudden.
have to sign up for anything or buy anything extra. It's all there. It's just locked.
That's right.
Until now, Mason.
Oh.
And here's the best part. It's not just for Netflix. You can use ExpressVPN to unlock shows on other streaming services too. I'm talking BBC iPlayer, Prime Video, Mason.
That's right.
All sorts of things. Check them out, mate. And other things that are only available in specific countries. Like Hulu's not available here. We mentioned BBC iPlayer. That's only available in the UK.
Great stuff on those services.
That's right, but not anymore. ExpressVPN is also super fast and works on your phone, laptop, even smart TVs, so you can watch your shows on the biggest screen that you have with zero buffering. So be smart. Stop paying full price for Stop it. Stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting access to a fraction of their content. Get your money's worth at expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. Don't forget to use our link so you can get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. To learn more, visit that if you could.
Put down those torches and pitchforks
If you could.
and pick up ExpressVPN.
/ the code that we did.
Yeah, nice.
All of those things.
Nice.
We've said it the required amount of times in an ad read, haven't we?
And if you missed it, you can wind it back
Line
slightly.
it back. It's linked below. You'll be fine. You figure it out.
We believe in you.
We do. Goodbye. No, more show. We'll be here. Anyway, what else we got here? Supergirl news. So this is from last week, and it was in my news, and then sometimes I miss the news, but this was a big bit of casting because Sasha Calais, who she was from The Young and the Restless, so, relatively unknown kind of soap actress. She auditioned among the 425 other people for the role of Supergirl in the upcoming Flash sequel.
Okay.
And so she's going to be Kara Zor-El in the Flash sequel. And that's
Definitely going to get made.
because we would... Yeah, no, it's happening, I think. I think they might even be filming it, maybe. I don't know. But Andy Muschietti, who did the no, not Flash sequel. It's just a Flash movie,
Flash
isn't it?
movie, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it's been so long, I feel like that we'd be at the second one by now, wouldn't we?
We really should be, shouldn't we? Yeah.
So cool. I like that this universe is expanding, and it feels like this movie is doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
We're going to
I
have
think.
competing multiverses.
It seems
We're
that
gonna
way,
have a
doesn't it?
DC and an MCU multiverse.
Good. And all the TV stuff, of course.
And then one day, if Warner Brothers finally gives up on DC as a whole and just sells it to Marvel,
we'll take it. Give it to us first.
and then they'll just mush the multiverses together.
I'd love that.
You think you and me should get the DC multiverse?
Yeah.
They should. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll get a multi-billion-dollar offer from Disney, or they could just give it to
We'll
us.
be like, nah, give it to us. Give it to
Oh.
us. I hand it over.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll bring my brother with me. Just a bit of muscle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, cool.
He's vegan and he lifts. This guy.
So, and off the back of that, this was huge news this week and very interesting. This was broken by Shadows and Act, but then it was kind of confirmed by other sources. But J.J. Abrams will produce, and they didn't mention direct, but I'd say it's very possible. And Ta-Nehisi Coates, who did
Black Panther
and various other Marvel stuff.
And non-superhero stuff as well.
Yes.
His own work.
Yeah, he does his own stuff as well. but
Journalism
yeah.
and so forth,
He's
and
good.
fiction, yeah.
They're going to be working on the next Superman movie because
Yeah.
Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams signed this big deal we've talked about where they're developing all these different properties, and this is seemingly one of the first ones out of the gate. The Hollywood Reporter, though, have said that this is going to be a black Superman story. And
And is that confirmed?
Probably, I would say probably, considering who's involved. And also Giant Freaking Robot reported that Warner Brothers have been actively pursuing Michael B. Jordan, which we did hear a few years back that Michael B. Jordan was kind of circling
Although
this role.
we did hear also recently, but didn't Michael B. Jordan's production company acquire Static?
Yes,
of the
that's
Milestone
right.
universe, which is a DC, parallel universe of sorts.
You can do both.
To which I said, why wouldn't they get Michael B. Jordan to be Icon, who is
Yeah.
kind of the black Superman in that universe? But maybe he'll be the black
It
Superman
could
in
be
this
two
universe.
different Supermans. So here's the thing. Off the back of this, there's a few kind of implications for the future of superhero movies, specifically Superman. So this could, I guess, act as some kind of reboot or Elseworlds story because the traditional... Well, there's been a few black Supermen. There's like Steel, who's sort of Superman, but this is not a Steel movie, obviously.
Okay, yes.
But there's the one of note, which is probably most likely to be, is Kelvin Alice, who's a Kryptonian named Kal-El, also known as Superman.
Also the
And
president.
he's also the president. He's based off Obama as well. He's from like 2009,
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
like that. So, yeah, So they could also fold him into the regular DC universe, or this could just, like I said, be a clean reboot of the franchise.
You could say you could do that. You could, if we're getting parallel universes from the Flash movie, we could say okay, he's coming from another universe. You could.
I don't think he had like. Does he
you
need
could just
to
make him Black Clark Kent.
Yeah. Does he need to? Yeah, exactly. Does he need to be the president? I think that's a bit
that
much.
Is more. Well, see, that's
what
more.
I mean, Captain America's also been the president.
Yeah, that's more of a. But those things are more of a parallel universe version.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, there's another option for Superman, which I don't have here.
I think Will Smith was even up for it around the time of when McG was doing one in like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
as well.
There's another parallel universe version of Superman. Here it is. I don't have it here, or I do have it here.
He doesn't have it.
No, I don't have it. I don't have the name here. It's like Valor or something like that. He's also Kryptonian, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, but what this means though, the fate of the Henry Cavill version is unknown. And so to me that's kind of a shame because I would like to see another Superman sequel, just a sequel, not a weird crossover or Justice League or whatever. Just another Man of Steel movie. I would love that. And I don't know whether this is going to happen. But that's not to say that Valzod. Okay, yes. So it's Zod. Is he a Zod? I mean,
he must be in the Zod family. Let's look it up. Let's put some fictional facts into this podcast, James.
Let's fictional fact it up. Oh yeah, this looks more likely.
Valzod Earth 2.
He's the son of General Zod and Ursa.
Okay. Becoming the last of his house after his parents' execution by Krypton's court.
Krypton.
Val quickly made friends with fellow orphan Kara Zor-El. Moments before Krypton's destruction, Val, Kara, Kal-El, and another child managed to escape and survive their planet's destruction thanks to Jor-El and Lara. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
And he becomes a pacifist on the way to Earth.
Because there was nothing to do. He's like, I love doing nothing. I'm going to do this.
That's right. Falling on Earth, he was found by Terry Sloan, that's the original Mr. Terrific, who offered him asylum to protect him from the outside world, becoming a recluse. Yeah.
Great.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, that seems more likely, I think, than President Superman, but then again, what do I know?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like I said, there's no reason why Henry Cavill can't still be Superman. I mean, if they want him, maybe they don't.
But they'll just have to change his name to Worst Superman.
Worst Superman, that's right.
Oh no, there are parademons attacking, but it's all right. Here comes Superman and Worst Superman.
I do feel...
And one comes in, in a triumphant.
Yes.
And Henry Cavill pulls up the rear like, wish I wasn't Worst Superman.
Do you, though, feel like despite this Snyder Cut coming out, that Warner Brothers are trying to kind of bury and move on from that universe?
Yep.
Even though we are getting this version. Because we've heard from Snyder multiple times that this is really it for me. There's no more sequels and blah, 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 which obviously could change. But I do feel that they are trying to move away from that.
Yeah. Or not even, you know what? I don't think they're even trying to move away. They're just trying to find something that works.
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
that works consistently.
Yes.
Which I would say, just make a bunch of movies.
Yeah, make a bunch of movies. And the thing is, I know there's obviously been, as there always is in these kinds of situations, that there's uproar and Superman can't be black and whatever. But also, like, we had a Joker movie that most people loved where he was like just a dirty man in a subway with a handgun. Like, so there is this multiverse or whatever. So, yeah, there can be this and there can be Joker or whatever. And, just more stuff is good, I think.
I think so too.
That's different.
Yeah.
So good and good. That, though, of course, Mason, leads us into Superman and Lois, which premiered on the CW, which is a network of interconnected televisual episodic adventures.
It stands for Channel Woo.
That's right.
And their slogan is, we put the woo in television. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, where are you with the CW?
And people are like, Telewoo Vision?
No.
Oh,
that's not what we said.
Not what we said.
So where are you on CW stuff?
I will drop in and out. Can we turn the aircon down?
No, Mason.
Oh, come on.
Let's turn it up.
I watch intermittently, like when there is a new series, I'll watch it.
Like an intermittent fasting?
Exactly. So never after 8 o'clock. And if there's a crossover storyline, I'll watch that. So I'll watch the Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'll watch a Crisis on Earth X.
Yep.
If there's a musical episode, I'll probably watch the musical episode. Or if it's like The Flash is going to be on Supergirl, I'm like, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not overly committed to.
You were some Black Lightning in for a time. Yeah. You were some Supergirling for a time.
If somebody's like, can you be in my podcast that's about primates in popular culture? and do you want to watch this episode of The Flash where they go to Gorilla City? Then sure, I'll watch that episode.
Sure, absolutely.
As we all will.
As we all will.
I mean, who hasn't had the experience of somebody being like, hey, can you be on my podcast about primates and popular culture? Can you watch this episode of The Flash that has Gorilla City in it? It's a universal experience.
It really is, isn't it? I'm just not watching anything.
Yeah, I understand.
But
Go on.
I don't not like it. It's just too much and I've given up. This, though, for me, is kind of a... I did watch this, and it's a cut.
Great, because that's the point of this episode.
It's a cut above, for me, the standard CW stuff. That's not to say that there isn't really good stuff, because I've seen a lot of really good stuff from that universe. It looks
different, though.
It does look different.
I think it's a lighting thing.
There's a warm glow to it.
Not to say that it isn't, completely bulletproof, a la Superman.
Yeah, but it's
there is some wonky stuff a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. But there's some flying in space stuff that's whatever. But in general, very good looking show. And also, I looked into the origin of this. Like, was it this Superman? He was a different man, and he had a different cape and whatever. So here's what's going on. Okay,
it's gone.
So this is sort of a Supergirl spin-off because as a result of the merging of Earth 38 with Earth 1 and Earth TUD5, the timeline was slightly changed, resulting in Lois and Clark having 2 sons instead of 1.
That's right.
Something about merging of stuff, smashing worlds together like this.
Yeah.
And I think first thing I was really impressed with.
Go on.
First of all, that opening sequence is great.
Which is on YouTube. If you don't have whatever service you get the CW on, I'm assuming in America the CW, you can watch the first 5 minutes just on YouTube. They've released that.
Yep.
And it sort of crams the origin of Superman and his kind of meeting of Lois Lane and their romance and them, their combined sort of superheroic career.
Yes.
And them having kids into like 5 minutes. And it shows him...
It's like the start of Up. It's a fucking roller coaster,
It really
man.
is,
I loved it.
And it shows Superman, growing up in Smallville and then going to Metropolis, and you see him in his first costume, which is like the flasher animation.
Got the green car.
Yeah. So like that Superman, that look where he's got the kind of... He's got the trunks, and he's got the S with the red S with the black in it, so he looks like the
yellow around
like the original cartoon version, and then he slowly... As he becomes,
My mum made it for me or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of
good.
fun. And then he evolves into a suit that is a new. It's very much Man of Steel, Snyderverse inspired, but it's not that.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks good, yeah.
No trunks, belt. I know you're more of a fan of that though, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it works. It totally works, yeah. There is a lot of classic imagery but there's also... It updates a lot of stuff. And one of the first visuals that I was really impressed with is when his pod lands on Earth and it opens and it's like a weird gooey door and he's sitting in a weird pile of goo. I'm like, that's some good-looking TV goo. You don't see goo like that on TV very often.
That's true, yeah.
They sit that baby in real goo because it sure as fucking hell looks like it, mate. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, just really strong start.
Do you know, you may have to look it up or not look it up.
Okay, here we go.
As is your whim.
Because I know it.
Do you know if this is actually set in the same universe as Supergirl? Because I can't... When, at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths...
Yeah.
Various Earths combined, as they are wont to do in a Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I think some people went in some directions and some people went in other directions. And I don't know if this is still set in the Supergirl universe.
Dunno.
I think maybe it isn't.
Okay, that would make sense, I guess.
Because the only reason I say that is the only clue in that opening sequence is that you don't see him in the suit that he wears in the Supergirl show.
But he doesn't have. But he has the memories of that, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter because I watched the special afterwards, which was like. Yeah. Look, the CW is amazing. We've internet connected all these worlds, but this is a new reboot. You don't need any of it. So, but she could show up. I think Oliver Queen shows up. There was a promo for it's like the back of a dude's head, and I think it might be Oliver Queen.
He dead though.
Yeah, but
maybe it's the Spectre,
and or a different universe, and
that's
whatever.
True.
It doesn't really matter. But yeah. So in this version, he's in his early 40s and he's married, and I guess the crux of the series is that he's a dad.
On the way over here, here's a thought that I had. Canonically, how old is Superman?
Generally?
I reckon 35.
Yeah, about that, I would say.
Yeah. But he's got big dad vibes.
Yeah, totally. I think this is a little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because his kids are a little bit older as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But though he's Tyler Hoechlin, he's 33.
Okay.
And Lois is 40. But they're also, in this, they're like, he doesn't age. So he would,
sure.
That makes sense that they would cast somebody younger. But I think they nailed, I don't think he looks traditionally like you would expect a Superman to look.
He's got a strong jaw, but it's not a Superman strong jaw.
He's not a Christopher Reeve kind of. I was going to say odd. He's not odd looking, but he's not.
You're not the only person who
he's
said
not what
that.
you think. But none of that. My point is that he plays it so well it doesn't matter to me. Like
Sure.
even though he's really ugly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
no, I
yuck.
don't think that at all. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it's not something that you'd think that they would necessarily go for. And I think he embodies it really well.
I understand.
I think
Also,
that's
he's
also
not
a credit
that
to the
tall.
writing. No, he's not that tall. But that's also a credit to the writing and all
the
those
camera
things.
angles.
And the camera angles and the different the way they film his jaw and all of those
the way
things.
they film him lifting a truck.
That's right. That was a good looking scene as well.
I agree.
So yeah, he's got two teenage kids with Lois called Jonathan and Jordan. And I thought one of the interesting inclusions was that one of them has a social anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
I guess we're spoiling this, right? Yes.
Yes. Look, I would look at this point. If you can watch it, if you've got the
Use a VPN.
if you've got the CW channel, you got the CW app or something
Yep.
like that. Just give it a watch. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I mean, it could get worse, but this one is
Well,
pretty
see, that's the
strong.
thing exactly. Like
Yeah.
this one looks great, and I want it. To me, it looks the best of all the CW pilots I have seen.
Yes, agreed.
But who's to say whether it won't?
It's very warm.
Yeah, who's to say the budget won't run out by episode 2? But if they keep up this standard, I'm like, this is looking good, and it feels good. Feels very
Feels good.
Feels very Superman-y.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't think you'd have to say in a TV series about Superman.
No, I think so.
Right.
Because, it's hard to do a lot of this stuff.
But anyway, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. So, his son has a social anxiety disorder, which I think is, for this kind of thing, it's handled reasonably well. Because often these things are not handled very well at all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that contrast between one's the really sporty, kind of jock son, and the other one's,
One's a sporty spice.
Yes.
And one's a
just a real wet mop.
wet mop spice, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's obviously concerns that they're going to develop powers and whatever, and they don't know that he's Superman, and these things kind
and
of
my
unfold.
initial assumption about this series was, because in the comic books we have for a number of years we had the Super Sons. So we had Superman and Lois had Jonathan Kent, who was the new Superboy, and Bruce Wayne had Damian Wayne, who was Robin.
Yes.
And they would team up for adventures. And so, one of them obviously has superpowers, and one of them is like more, has a keen analytical mind, and he's also a murderer.
Yes.
And I was under the assumption that they're like, well, since we don't have the rights to Batman for this series, that's what this would be. We'd have one cool jock kid who's like the Superboy, and one who maybe has, more of a maybe
he can use a computer.
Yeah, maybe he's got super computer skills.
Yeah.
But it turns out in this twist,
laser eyes.
the wet mop guy, he has the powers thus far to this point.
I think that is more interesting. I think they probably will both develop eventually. Could be years down the line, but
I hope they get half the powers each.
yeah, like just one half of their body.
Yeah,
Cool.
one laser eye.
One laser eye each. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting that, like he mentions offhand, that like I got them tested at the Fortress of Solitude, and it seems very unlikely that this is going to be the case. But of course, as often is with superhero stories, they only manifest when you need them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is what ends up happening in this. But I found that scene really good, where he has to tell them essentially who he is because they find the spaceship.
Yeah.
And
because they have to go back to.
oh yeah, sorry, I've missed some stuff here. haven't I?
Well, in the opening montage, we get the death of Superman's father.
Yes.
Because that often happens in this. I would have preferred a universe in which both the parents live. That's my kind of favorite kind of Superman family unit is Superman and Lois and Ma and Pa Kent are still alive, because I like the idea of like, well, he's got all these superpowers, but sometimes he doesn't know what to do, so he can go and visit Ma and Pa Kent in Smallville.
That's what I think I like about this, though, because he's a bit further along in life. He doesn't have that to
Well, I guess
lean
that
on.
makes sense. And it's like a parent who's
Yeah.
like,
He's
I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like he's on his own, essentially. And, he's, again, like they're a little bit older than what he normally
So
would
in
be.
the opening montage, Pa Kent dies, and at the sort of the midpoint of this series, when Superman's dealing with various disasters and a mysterious villain and etc., and they're both dealing with the fact that he's not around, and how can you be a parent if you're off being Superman? Then Ma Kent also dies, so the family has to go back to Smallville for the funeral, and then they uncover some secret stuff.
What is it? What's
the secret? Well, there's Superman's secret.
Yep.
And then there's also real estate
There's
secrets.
mortgage secrets.
Yeah. Mortgage secret. But I mean, isn't that classic Superman a real estate deal?
Yeah, it really
Gone
is.
bad.
Yeah. So there seems to be some kind of big company that's buying up all the land.
Galaxy, Morgan Edge's
That's
company,
right.
yeah.
Doing all sorts of bad stuff, potentially, probably at this point. Probably linked to Lex Luthor or something, maybe. There might be separate things going on.
I think they're separate
Yeah,
things.
they're probably separate things. But So yeah, I think it was. So yeah, when they find out, that they suspect something is up and they go and confront him. I thought that was a really good scene. And the one bit that I loved, but there was no explanation where this kid was like, "I've seen Superman. You're not Superman."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Yeah, explain this." And they don't. Right. So I don't know. I guess he's been playing Injustice 2, the video game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I love that inclusion. I thought it might be corny initially, but Clark goes to see Jordan, the younger wet mop of a kid, in his bedroom, is like, hey, and the kid is playing. I guess it's meant to be like a different thing, but it's Injustice 2 in the game, and he's using Raiden to beat up Superman. Yeah. And he's like, "No, Superman sucks." Do
you think foreshadowing maybe for some kind of battle?
Nope.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's. I suspect, and it's the real reason is comic books and superhero stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But in the universe, I would imagine he's got a. It's a field.
It's a haze.
It's a haze. It's a sort of
And you can't see through that wet mop hair.
Yeah,
that he's got going on there. Yeah, I thought it was also interesting that the way they framed Smallville, which is kind of a reflection of a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, where like small towns are dying.
Yeah, it's not a quaint town where everything's. I mean, it's a quaint town where everything slows down and it's a little bit quieter there. But it's also because the town is dying and people are cooking meth and
people are leaving and
selling up and moving to the city
which is it's not uncommon, and you'd often see people frame entire political campaigns about bringing this version of America in this case, back.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just a really interesting take on Smallville. And I'm sure we've seen it before in other things. I didn't watch all of Smallville, so maybe it was the crux of that entire series.
Maybe, yeah.
But no, I thought that was a really interesting perspective.
It's just Clark being the Smallville Blur and running around blowing up meth labs.
That's right. But, even there is that and you do see this as well, there's that, resentment that he moved out and moved on.
Yeah, because we see...
Because he didn't bring any of his skills back.
We see Lana Lang,
yes.
And her husband's a firefighter, and he's like, well, I contribute to the town, and what do? You left.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I actually contribute more than you.
Because I'm Superman. I will laser you. I will laser 100 buildings in this town, and you can see how many of them you can put out.
Yeah, absolutely.
With your firefighting skills. I could put them all out because I'm Superman.
I thought there was little moments between Superman and Lois, which also I think there is a definite concern that this is going to be Lois Light. I don't know if you saw this week, but there was this is actually from years ago.
You think she's going to be in a coma for most of the series?
No, not necessarily, but there was a writer who worked on this called Nadria Tuck who said, this was a while back, but Wednesday I got word that my contract on Superman and Lois might be extended. My services are no longer needed. My outline and draft subpart, well, obviously I disagree with that last bit, but she wrote that after months of me flagging Me Too jokes, dialogue and defending the Bechdel test of me fighting to ensure the only black faces on screen aren't villains, and me pitching stories with female characters, there's one in the title of the series, these went ignored, and many writers came up to me with similar concerns.
Oh, I see.
So I do, I hate to put a damper on this show that I genuinely
but it might get immediately worse.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But also, or it could. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe these are things that have been addressed. Well, she's saying that she didn't go back to it, but still she did contribute a lot of ideas. But these are things I think that, especially if you're going to call it Superman and Lois and it's family orientated and all these kinds of things. I don't mean families can watch it, though that is the case, but it is built around a family unit.
Yes.
And both of them are pivotal. And I think you can do really interesting stuff with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Not just well, you got to be a father as well, There's things that you could do.
I'm here to nag you.
Yeah, I'm here to nag you, exactly. But what I was going to say, there's little moments where, she gets something out of a vending machine and you just tilts it with one hand and just little things like that, which I liked, but I do worry that this is just going to be a Superman show. And then they'll just call it Superman, I guess. But this
Superman, no girls allowed.
Yeah, but this to me felt very authentic.
Yep.
And I don't know, there's something about seeing a version of Superman like this, but also it's not like we have seen before, which I liked about it too. It moves the world forward.
Yeah.
Which I also enjoyed. Again, this could all fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, sort of like the Snyderverse, in which we get a Batman who has been doing crime, not doing crime. I mean, he's probably been doing
a lot of crime.
But he's been fighting crime in air quotes for 20 years.
He's been killing crime.
He's been killing so much. He's been killing it for 20 years. This is the same. It's Superman, and he's been doing this for 20 years, and what's his life?
He knows what to
now?
do with a nuclear reactor.
Exactly. He lasers it.
He lasers it, yeah. And
speaking of, I mean, the antagonist we've got so far is it's Master Chief.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
the Doom suit, right? It's the Doom suit.
Yeah, well, I think so. So the action plot of this episode is that there are a lot of nuclear reactors being sort of ruptured around America, and Superman and General Lane, Lois Lane's father, discover that what has been happening is that there is somebody doing it at some sort of super fast speed, or they're super invisible or something, and they're leaving messages in Kryptonian for Superman, and it says, "Don't watch out.
I hate you."
Yeah, I hate you, Kal-El, whatever. And Superman has to track this person down, and eventually discovers that it's someone who knows about his history and knows where he's come from and knows his weaknesses, and is in a big Master Chief style suit, but it also can fly.
And he mentions that I'm also from a dying planet and I'm the last of my kind, etc. But and maybe anyway, it's Lex Luthor.
It's a Luthor.
It's a Luthor.
It's Captain Luthor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody says Lex, so
Fair
it might
point.
could be a parallel universe.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Luthor.
Maybe he's a parallel universe or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's going out of his way to come across as alien.
Also, speaking, he's black, right?
Maybe
He takes the helmet off?
potentially.
I think he is.
Yeah. I would. It's yes. I mean, it was the lighting.
I
So
understand,
I don't
sure.
know, but yeah, I don't know.
It's Wale Parks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just see the back of his head.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he wants to destroy Superman for reasons we are yet to know. They have a limited supply of kryptonite.
Yeah, used his last bit.
Yeah,
He could have stabbed it into his neck. Probably would have been better.
probably would have worked better. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a super suit, and it's pretty good.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If it were in the traditional colors of
You'd pick it up
Luthor's super
straight
suits
away.
of purple and green, you'd be like, oh, that's obviously going to be Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But they made it a nice shade of grey. So
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly, that he's hiding out maybe in the North Pole,
somewhere like
somewhere
that.
up that, or just in the snow, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's from a parallel universe or a parallel timeline.
Maybe where Superman killed everybody, so he's like, I'm going to kill Superman.
Yeah, well, maybe it is an Injustice nod, perhaps.
Situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, I don't have much else to say, but like you mentioned, I think it's definitely, I'm going to stick with this for at least a few.
Same.
And hope that it's good.
Me too. That would be good.
Yeah. Cool. It's just nice to see
Yeah.
good Superman.
I was going to say, speaking of like effects and stuff like that, the one thing that I did notice there's a moment where he is fighting Luthor, and he gets thrown into Chinatown.
Oh yeah,
and there's a moment where he crashes into the side of a building, and it looks like a alcove, and it looks quite good. And then he immediately takes off, and I'm like, that shot was bad. So there was a good effect,
part,
and a bad
and
effect. Looks sort of immediately afterwards. So
I would say also the Lex Luthor, he's fighting the guy who's nuclear reactor subplot was probably, it was not my least interesting part of the series, but it was the part that I'm like, I could take or leave this. Not to say that like it wouldn't be, I want to see him doing Superman stuff, but to me that's not what made this good.
yeah,
You know. Anyway, that's just me. Should we move on to the next segment?
let's move on to the segment that we call.
Do you remember what it's called?
It's called whoa. Let me get to it. Whoa, James, steady on. It's
Get
called
that
What We
run up.
Read.
Get that run up.
Oh yeah, I'll be back in a minute. If you could edit out the run up.
Sure.
Here I come, James.
Here
What
we
we
go.
reading? What we gonna read?
Clicked it, but it didn't open. Now it's
my
opening.
God.
I'm doing the thing. Westworld.
That's good work. Good work, James.
Is it good work?
No, it's bad work. But I'm
Thank
thinking a
you.
little bit of reverse psychology. If I applaud you for the use of you saying the word Westworld in while we play that theme, eventually you'll stop doing it.
Is this
'Cause
reverse
you'll be
psychology,
like,
though?
you'll be like, why does he like it? Because
But
it's objectively bad, the thing that I'm
But
doing.
this is reverse psychology as well, so you do want me to do
I'll
it.
never tell.
What are you reading?
Well,
What are you gonna read?
we,
Westworld.
Australia, and I assume many other nations around the world
Oh,
got
the
Star.
tennis. Oh, sorry, what?
The tennis. How dare you? We all got Star as part of Disney
We
Plus.
did.
We have Disney Plus.
There was a launch party on Tuesday.
What?
I didn't go.
I wasn't invited.
Didn't you get the email?
Oh, maybe I did.
I don't know.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff like from Disney's acquisition of Fox. There's a bunch of stuff on there. There's some stuff that was on Hulu.
Yeah.
Uh,
Solar Opposites, which I quite enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched that yet?
No, but what I did watch is Stumptown, which is
What's that?
So it's from 2019, and it's a series based on a comic book from Greg Rucka, who also wrote The Old Guard.
Oh, okay.
And it's got Kobe Smulders, so Maria Hill, and from Robin from How I Met Your Mother, and she's like an unlicensed private detective,
Oh, okay.
like army veteran, and she solves cases in
It's
Portland,
got
Oregon.
Jake Johnson.
Yeah, Jake Johnson is in it. It's good.
Michael Ealy.
Yeah,
This is good.
it's good. It's a good show. So it's kind of it's
Did Stumptown get cancelled? Yes.
it got renewed.
Oh, renewed.
and then it got unrenewed because of COVID.
Oh,
so it
boo.
might. I think the producers are shopping it around to see if they can get another TV station.
18 episodes. Oh, this is
Yeah.
something I can get into.
Yeah, it's good.
Great.
It's good, solid stuff. Action's pretty good. Great opening sequence. It's good.
Cool. Well, speaking of Disney,
Yes, go on.
they need to. There's some more stuff that needs to go. That's clearly going to roll out there because it's not everything.
No,
Star is limited.
and it depends on also what country you're in.
Yes.
due to various licensing agreements. Maybe if something in your country's on Netflix, it won't go to Star until that
Some
contract
good
is
stuff
signed.
there, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm hoping that new episodes of Solar Opposite go there every week because that's coming up March.
I see.
So I saw Raya and the Last Dragon today.
What do you think?
I think it's under embargo, but
What
was,
did your son think?
well, I don't want to have him to go to jail, but this is exactly what he said.
His YouTube channel will get suspended.
No, he likes it. I think it's Tuesday. Dave Lee, he's doing a review of it if people are interested. I didn't think it was as good as Moana, which I love, but it was still pretty.
What's it about? This
Okay, so there's there's dragons.
Go on.
And there's and the dragons bring peace to the kingdom, but then there's bad goobly monsters. So they build a gem.
always googling stuff.
They're googling stuff.
You're like, can we just get this battle on quickly? And they're like, I just need to Google something. real quick.
So there's they make a gem, and then there's all the dragons disappear, but the gem is got magic that stops the bad guys from coming back. But then the kingdoms are divided. Then the gem, there's something happens with the gem, and then they have to reunite the kingdoms.
Okay.
There's dragons and gems. And
Now, James, did you just use this opportunity in the cinema to have a little nap? Because it sounds kind of like you did. There's gems in a divided nation, and
it was kind of complicated. It reminded me a bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's a bit of that to it, but no, it's look. To be honest, I just saw it. I haven't really thought about it, but I finished, and my son liked it, and I was like, yeah, I didn't mind it.
Good for kids then.
So yeah, but that could change.
Okay.
But what I actually watched,
yes.
I watched Boss Level, which is Joe Carnahan's next movie.
Oh.
It's Frank Grillo, Naomi Watts, and Melvin Gibson.
Oh, yes.
And so it's Groundhog Day, except it's a guy who keeps being killed by assassins because he's caught in a loop.
Is that out at the movies?
It's out at the movies. You can see it at the movie machine.
Ah.
The box. It's up the top and it shines the light onto the curtain. Comes back. They hit the lights.
Oh, movie magic.
Sound kicks in.
Okay, that sounds really good.
Yeah. So the fun in this is the way that he's killing and being killed and kills people.
Okay.
And it's, because there's Groundhog Day rules that he can train up and he knows what's going to happen sometimes. And if he deviates, then he'll often be horribly murdered and whatever. It's so Joe Carnahan did The Grey and other things, but it's pretty decent. And it's got a minigun minute.
Very good. Okay, I should get into this.
There you go.
I'll go to the magic of cinema.
If you could, yeah, it's showing one session a day in some places.
Okay, terrific.
So there you go.
Wow. I also watched, at some people's recommendation, I watched Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
What's that
which is
like?
the most recent.
Isn't that the
DC.
wrap up of all the other?
In a way,
Isn't there Man of Tomorrow? Isn't that the most recent? That's the rebooted one?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
This is sort of this is a new storyline. But it's from the animated universe that is based on the New 52 comics line.
Oh.
It's pretty rude.
Ah.
I mean, it's pretty solid. It's one of those ones where after a disastrous attack on Apocalypse because they thought Darkseid was going to invade, the world has basically been destroyed. But it's up to a ragtag team of everybody. They're going to get all the team together. And
The Justice League.
Yeah.
So they've got Superman.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any powers
Why not?
because he got kryptonited.
What a dickhead.
I know, right?
Does he get his
all the
powers
characters-
back?
I don't want to spoil it.
Is there a moment where he puts his suit on and he goes out and he's like, I'm back to trick the bad guys? And they're like, is he powered? Is he
No,
got powers
there
back?
isn't. There isn't
Oh,
that.
Well, then I'm
It's
not watching it.
that. Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Anyway,
Okay.
so it's pretty.
Is it good?
It's all right.
I want to watch Man of Tomorrow. I
It's
think that's
pretty
on
edgy
Netflix
in the
then.
sense that there's a lot of blood and swearing.
I don't know if I would like that
Yeah.
then. Because I like things neat and cool and nice. Let's do some letters, Mason.
Oh, let's do that. I'll
You're going to need
play the letters
You're
thing.
going to need the letters. That
Okay,
letters
I've got
thing.
it prepared and ready. Here we go.
That's good to hear.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
You're going to hear right now. We're going to do letters.
If you do want to reach the show, you can actually do that by hashtag weeklyplanetpod on twitter.com or shoot a Gmail via Yahoo email.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
At weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
Where some people send through letters and tweets, but some people send through a voice memos.
Oh, yes, a voice on memos.
They're already out of your pocket, Mason.
That's right, mate.
You absolute buffoon. So as we do every week,
Yes.
we're going to play two. One is screened and one is unscreened.
That's right.
So where is this going to go?
don't
Nobody
know.
knows.
Nobody knows.
Except for the first one, which we do know.
We do know.
It requires some adjustments, doesn't it, Mason, to our situation? By that I mean I have to turn a machine around so you can plug it in.
And also emotionally.
That's right.
I don't like the idea of other voices in this podcast.
Me too. This is from Rumbled Crumbled. Subject line, wrestling matches for Caravan of Garbage.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this voice recording. I am a huge professional wrestling fan, and I know you guys have said you're not really into wrestling, and only if you had a form of entertainment where you can review things you're not really into. Oh, wait, you do. It's called Caravan of Garbage.
That's true, it is.
So, with Peacemaker coming up, starring famed professional wrestler John Cena, I, for one, think it would be hilarious if you guys went back, watched some old John Cena matches, and reviewed them for Caravan of Garbage. I think it would be so funny to listen to two non-fans review professional wrestling. I mean, I'd be the only one who thinks it's funny because, quite frankly, professional wrestling fans are the worst fans in the entire world. I don't care if you're a Star Wars fan, comic book fan, DC, Marvel, wrestling fans are the absolute scum of the earth. But I think it'd be hilarious anyway. Grab that gem, guys. Keep on grabbing them. Take 6 and shove them in your pocket. Take them home with you. Bye-bye.
But no, that was great. I enjoyed that.
We should get onto that.
So,
I wonder if there's a definitive, because there's obviously with wrestling, there's WrestleMania, and there's there's like the big, there's like the Super Bowl of wrestling, or like, is there
Wrestling Super Bowl?
Wrestling Super Bowl? Do you think there's like iconic matches?
Of course there are.
People should shoot us through our
or bad
recommendation.
ones. Does it matter at this? Because we'd have no context. We don't know what's good or bad.
Well, that's true. We could be tricked.
I don't know. I've never really watched a full wrestling match. I've got no idea.
Yeah.
I also feel like, do I want the wrath of this apparently horrible community?
Yeah.
We already have enough wrath of different horrible communities
true, we
coming
do.
down on us.
Yeah.
It is intriguing.
And do we also? What I would like is one that has a good wrestling match, obviously, but how there's like the side dramas. There's always somebody filling up somebody else's car with
that
cement
stuff.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
I completely agree.
What I want is one with a car being filled with cement,
Yes.
and also somebody stealing somebody else's manager.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
what we want.
Or wife sometimes.
Or wife, sure, yeah.
My goodness.
So let us know your iconic wrestling moments or iconic wrestling matches, and maybe we will do that.
Maybe we will, or we won't, will we?
Maybe we'll find a John Cena movie to watch.
We'll do that.
We'll do that, yeah.
Exactly. That's from Reggie, by the way.
Thank you, Reggie. Rumble.
Because it was just
Rumble.
the file, and there was no other
Yeah.
I think it's Reggie because it's Reggie in the Gmail.
Oh, yeah,
I won't
nice.
read out the full thing. We've got another one here. This one is unscreened.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Could be anything.
This is a risk, but we're willing to
Here we
take
go.
that risk.
It's from Andrew.
Other podcasts wouldn't take that risk.
No.
That podcast, Suggestible, wouldn't take that risk. They wouldn't dare.
Bunch of fucking cowards over there, mate. I tell you, no wonder it's less successful. All right, let's go.
Hey, James and Meso. I was just wondering, whenever I watch Guardians of the Galaxy, it makes me think of Flash Gordon. Are there any other films that you watch that make you think of another film? Thank you very much. Oh, and can I be the tubby Jason Statham of the podcast? Otherwise, I'll tear your head off. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Yes, you may.
You've got it. You've earned it. I feel with that threat. Guardians Flash. That's a good parallel, isn't it?
Yes.
What about? We should screen these because then we'll know what to say.
Then we'll know what to say. Exactly right.
Yeah. I feel like Ninja Turtles has Batman '89 vibes, even though they came out a year later. That's probably just a coincidence.
Probably true, yeah.
And that's mostly based on the comic. Let me think about this. There's so many answers to this.
I know, right?
And I don't have them.
Oh no, we're paralyzed by choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of modern rom-coms that have reinvented rom-coms. What was the one that had Keanu Reeves recently in?
Always Be My Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of reinvents like tired tropes, etc.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm bad at this.
Now, you're the best at this, James.
I thought Stardust. There is one. Stardust is very Princess Bride-esque.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
Yes. I think if there was anything that's close to touching on that, yeah, it's definitely the movie Stardust. And that'll do it.
And it's hard to
capture a feel.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially something like The Princess Bride, where it's like, I imagine there are a lot of movie studios who are like, we want a new Princess Bride.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's hard to just make that magic happen again, you know?
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of things that they try to be like Alien-esque or Terminator-esque or Indiana Jones-esque, and I guess like The Mummy, we recently did those.
And then they're like, but we spent all our budget on Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
so there's
exactly.
no more money for anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. The movie Fortress is kind of like
The Great Escape.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, terrific.
There we go.
Here's a couple of real emails, James.
I love real emails.
I mean, those were the realest emails we'll ever have, but these are actually written emails.
Let's have some real ones.
This is from Kane. He says, Ghost of Tsushima as a series. Hi, James and Mesa. I hope you and yours are all staying happy and healthy during these crazy times.
We do what we can.
Yeah. This is my first time writing in, but I've been listening to the pod ever since moving to New York from Perth back in 2016.
Forget about it.
I know, right? Lining up a video call with friends and family can be tricky to schedule, so being able to hear a couple of familiar Aussie accents, having a laugh while I'm cooking dinner or on the subway, very American.
Eat fresh.
Has always helped if I'm ever feeling homesick, especially over the past year. So thank you. I listened to a chat with Mark and Naomi about video game adaptations on screen and thought a Ghost of Tsushima series could be amazing. Like James, I finished the game recently and was blown away by the art direction, combat mechanics, score and storyline. And I think the 3 in-game acts would translate well into 3 seasons of TV.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
There's also the opportunity for the cinematography to channel classic samurai films as the game does through its Kurosawa mode.
That would be cool.
There's different... You can get film
like
grain and stuff. Okay, well.
I don't really use it because I think it kind of detracts from the...
Yeah, right.
There is a series called Age of Samurai Battle for Japan, which is a mixture of like historical events and recreations and things on Netflix at the moment, which I haven't checked out. But yeah, sorry, go on, continue.
Well, this says here, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played or finished the game, but I'm curious to know which ending you chose, which ending you think would work best for the show.
Oh, okay, I'm going to spoil it. From memory, you get to, because you do all the Ghost of Tsushima stuff, and your uncle's like, you bring great dishonor to this island.
You're being a real Ghost of Tsushima. I mean that in a bad way.
Yeah, you're fucking around, and I'm not having it. And so you have a duel, and then in the end, you like get to choose whether to kill him or not. I think I didn't.
Wow, coward.
But I'm going to go back and
You're a
kill
real
him.
Ghost of Tsushima.
No,
in a good way,
that's
though.
not what the Ghost of Tsushima would do, Mason.
Wow.
You know, it's a great game. You should play it.
Okay, I'll get onto it.
Yeah, when are you going to get on it, though? When
Not tomorrow.
Well, you're
But
busy.
soon.
You're busy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah.
Cool.
Busy making great content.
I've got a tweet here if you'd like to hear it.
Go on, please.
I haven't got the name here. What's happened? Oh, I'm just going to read this out. Love the show.
Loved it. Great tweet.
Have been subscribed since 2015. Have you guys ever considered doing a Lord of the Rings for Caravan of Garbage? Much love from Vegas. #Weekly Planet
We
Pod.
definitely will when
Yes.
the Lord of the Rings TV series comes out.
We will circle back around and we'll do the extended
good.
edition.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Edition.
I think
Edition.
I think
Some Ivan.
I think I bought the DVDs once from like an op shop for like $2, and I'm like, I'm definitely going to watch the extended versions of these, and I just never got around to it.
Now you can.
Great, terrific.
Looking forward to it.
Great.
I think they're putting them back in cinemas at the moment.
Uh-huh.
And you can go and they're like, you can watch all 12 hours of Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, never in a million years will I do that. They go forever. I tried to do it in a day once. I nearly died. My brain nearly exploded. But they're good. Anyway, I'd also like to do movie commentaries for them, but those are more difficult than you'd think, and they go fucking forever, those movies.
Yeah. I think anyone who says we should do a movie commentary on those movies has never listened to one of our commentaries before. Because I think they would be aware that from time to time we do run out of steam a little bit.
Yeah. Speaking of Big Sandwich is up this week. What's up? I can't remember. But something is up there.
Probably a movie commentary where we
Yes.
definitely don't run out of steam.
And our WandaVision recaps got up there early as well, the audio components. But yeah, definitely. What else, Mason?
James, this is an email from Lawrence.
Hello,
It
Lawrence.
says, I done a good thing.
Me too.
Hello, fellas. Hope you both keeping well.
Yeah.
Since the ads have been going out on the pod for the Anthony Nolan donor campaign, I thought I'd try to help, and I signed up. It wasn't too long before some swabs came in the post. I just had to give some samples from the inside of my mouth and free post them back to the guys at Anthony Nolan. It took no time and was super easy. I'm now fully signed up to donate stem cells, and the guys at AN will be in touch if and when they find someone in need of my particular stem cells.
Ah, sick.
Just wanted to say thanks for highlighting the shortage of donors in my demographic. All the best from Lawrence.
No problem. Well, that's really cool. I hope something comes up.
Lawrence, you might also know, he sent an email in, I think, October of last year. He tricked his friend into listening to the podcast by saying that I was a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You said you were a Joe Rogan fan or whatever, didn't you?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Something like
Which
that.
I am, obviously.
I know you're a massive Jaye.
Yeah, I'm a trained killer.
Yes.
Anyway, terrific. That's really great.
Yeah, no,
great
that's
stuff.
really good,
We
yeah.
really appreciate that. We we only take ads if we believe in them, or
and then sometimes they play that and we go, oh, actually, we don't like that and we didn't know you were going to do it, and then we get them removed.
That's right.
But yeah, generally. Sometimes people ask me about YouTube. They're like, I don't like this ad. And I'm like, I don't control any of these. This is completely, they're either on or they're not. And that's how it That's how it goes. Yeah. I got one here from Marcus, last one from me at least. What's the quippiest MCU film? Feels like it'd be an Iron Man, but I'm thinking Age of Ultron. He also tagged NandoV Movies and us and # Weekly Planet Pod. Age of Ultron is very Joss Whedon quippy.
Yeah.
His Avengers movies are, aren't they, in general?
And I mean, to its...
credit.
Yeah, to its credit or its detriment.
Yes.
There's the scene where they're hanging out, they're having the party. I think that's a good... Yeah,
there's
it's a good quippy
sometimes
scene.
It does feel forced.
Yeah.
And sometimes someone falls on some boobs, but that's cinema.
It is very much cinema, yeah.
Yeah, I guess all of the Iron Man films are pretty quippy. Iron Man 3's pretty quippy.
Yeah.
Guardians is fairly quippy. Thor got quippier.
Yeah, Thor definitely did quippier.
Yeah.
The algorithm of ticket sales
certainly did.
Instructed all the movies to become quippier, I think.
Yeah. Ant-Man's a quip fest. Mm-hmm. But I would say, Age of Ultron would be... That would probably be the quippiest.
Are the Ant-Man movies quip fest, or is it just because Paul
gags.
Rudd's in it?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, but also we've got
Michael Douglas.
That's true.
The Quip Master General.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Know who you're going to say?
I was going to say, how we get the guy who does all the
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's Quip
Michael
sticking
Pena,
fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Any more, or are we done?
No, that's everything, I think, today.
Then it's time for us to say goodbye. Arrivederci.
And now we face the final curtain. But no, we did it our way.
How many funerals have you been to with that song?
Do you mean how many do I just go to and play the song through my phone?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think I've ever heard it at a funeral.
I've heard it at least 4 to 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that because you just murder Rat Pack fans?
I try to.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Folks, thank you so much for listening to the show. We very much appreciate it.
We do.
We bloody love.
Really do.
We love it when people are out there and we know we're not just two lunatics in a room. It's good.
Right. Also, I just want to quickly mention the big sandwich comic this week is Invincible. Leading up to the series, we talk about Robert Kirkman's Invincible, which is a great comic series. And if you're signed up, it is there. Or if you want to sign up, it is there. Plus the massive back catalogue. I know I've jumped in, but I thought I'll forget.
No, I
so
understand.
I'll just do it right now.
Get on to Invincible. It's a good series.
It's a great series.
Folks, thank you for liking and subscribing and telling a friend or lying to tell a friend or signing up to a stem cell donor.
Yeah.
Ship service. Son. Or leaving a nice review. James, you got one there?
Got a couple here, Mason.
Nice.
This one's from Rex Quimpo, who says Comic-Con Hall H.
That's a great name.
Woo! I agree. And this one's from Young Jack 92729, which might be his postcode. The greatest intro song in history has the greatest intro song in any form of any media that's ever needed a song for introducing, and the content is good too, I guess.
Nice.
So there you go. Yeah, it really helps out the show if you're doing a review in iTunes or whatever your particular Appo choice.
That's exactly right. If you want to get a hold of us, you can leave a review, or you can go to Weekly Planet Pod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can join the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group if you want to have some nice, fun, civil discussions about all things pop culture.
I agree.
You can go to planetbroadcasting.com. You can sign up to the newsletter to see what's happening with all the podcasts on the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Have a peek.
That's right. The newsletter's from the great Rob Collins, who also does the WandaVision recap videos. He's at Raw Collins on Twitter.
It's literally killing him.
He's at the Weekly Planet on Twitter. He's got to take a week off at some point.
Yeah. He will. He better.
I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter, and on Instagram I'm Nick Maso, NickMaseau. James, you're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies if you'd like to chuck in a buck.
Yep.
We've also got the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description if you want to buy some stuff. If you're stuck at home, you just click through that link. That helps us out. You can also sign up to BigSandwich.co. As we said, it's $90 a month.
Every time a new episode of this goes up,
an angel gets its wings.
That's right, and something goes up there also.
That's right.
That's just a coincidence, though. Those things are unrelated.
That's wild.
I know.
We've got some T-shirts on tpublic.com. Thank you, The Boot.
Does
your wife call you The Boot? The Old Boot?
The Old Boot, she does call me an old boot.
That's what I thought. Thank you to The Brute and The Basilisk and Rack and for all our musical themes. That's the whole show. What do we do next week?
Maybe a WandaVision recap.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe a full recap.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that's very excitement, I think. Very. If you have suggestions, send them in. We'll we're doing every topic, so we'll get to it.
We're doing every topic ever conceived of?
Yep.
Good, great.
Exactly. Thank you genuinely for listening. We know things are not great in the world.
That's right. Unless you're out there and you're like, no, things are great in the world, in which case, what's your secret?
Yeah, what is? I think it's. I think the boomers did this. I think that's why everything's fucked. That's what I think's going on.
Well, I say any boomers listening, welcome.
Yeah, I'm not saying all of them did it. I'm saying a select few really fucked us.
You're talking about your parents.
No, they're lovely people.
Huh. You're talking about my parents?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right. Superman, the Donna movies.
I saw my parents today.
Yeah, how are they?
They're good. My hair's quite big today.
Yeah.
And my dad said, that reminds me of. And I said, who? And he said Wolverine, but he said Wolverine, which I thought was quite charming.
I like how he's trying to relate to you.
Yeah,
I know what you're into.
I get it, Dad. That's good stuff.
Great stuff.
Anyway, grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. Oh, that's funny stuff. That's great stuff, Mason.
Yeah. Like that Hubert Jackman. He's Wolverine. He's Wolverine.
He's Wolverine.
Yeah.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.